Hello everyone and welcome to a tattoo creation tutorial. A lot of my tutorials will be the very basic way to start making custom content. I would consider my tutorials like a foundation, so you can build on that, because I know how frustrating it is to be looking for information but you can't find it. So the point of my tutorials are to give you a foundation to build upon. So in this tutorial we'll be doing tattoos, or we'll be making tattoos. So here we're just going to go into create cast standalone. So I already was in there looking for maybe what my base would be, but before we do that, let's look at what tattoos we can make. So with me, I tend to often look for maybe minimalist tattoos, or let's see, solid. So you'll get some of these solid blacks. I like the look of those, and they're really easy to make too. So I mean, you get some kind of creepy ones, but if you look, you can find some good ones that you can recreate. So with that being said, I did see one that I wanted to make. I'll show. I had it up, but I closed it. But you get to see also just the number of things that can be done or can be recreated. Aww. Okay, well, I lost the picture. It's okay. But what I'm actually going to do is this one. It's very simple. I don't know that I'll have this color in there. I'll try, but I might not have that color. I might just have it just blank. So what I'm going to do here is save this image. And then I'm going to go back into Stems4 Studio. So I chose the image first. I looked to see what I wanted to do first, because based on the image that you chose, or the tattoo you chose, then you should decide, okay, what area of the body would this fit? So the tattoo itself is on the wrist. I could do that, or I could do something else. So I might do where the tattoo that for the birds. So I might do that. So we're gonna do yeah. Of course, you'll save it however you want to name it. Then we're gonna export that texture and open it in Paint.net or whatever editor you're using. I use Paint.net because it's cheap. Photoshop costs money. I'm not going to spend any money on that, but Paint.net is cheap and it has the tools that I need, of course. But you're welcome to use whatever editor you're familiar with. So the reason we start with a base is so that we can we'll know where our tattoo is going to sit. For arm pieces, some they'll sit on this side here. For the back, of course, this is in this area. I'm not familiar with what all the areas are, but for arms, I know that they'll sit in this area here. So we're going to open up the file that we saved. So what I'm going to do here is select that portion of the picture, Control C for copy. I'm going to go back into my tattoo, and I'm going to create a new layer, Control V as in victory, and then paste that picture on that layer. Now I'm going to lower the opacity just a little bit so I can see where it is in relation to the base. But at this time, there's going to be a lot of merging layers together, saving and placing, and then testing it as Stems4 Studio, just to see where you wanted the size and all that. So right now I'm going to merge layers, Control Shift F, and save, Control S. You can take a moment to view this pop-up here. I haven't changed anything here. Leave it all the same. Also, if you're just now downloading paint.net, the DDS comes included with paint.net. Before it didn't, so I had to download a plugin. But when my computer crashed and I had to download paint.net again, it came with it. So luckily they have that included. So we're going to say okay, and then we're going to import it. So remember, this is just for testing, just to see where it is. So you see how huge that is on the back, you know, so we don't want it that big. So we need to Control Z, we're undoing what we did, and scale it down. So we're going to merge it again, save, and then again, import. So we see it right here, but you know, I'm looking at it and I'm kind of thinking, I want this to be in the middle here of her back, right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and undo, and I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna move it right here. I'm gonna do it again, and then import. So it's just a lot of back and forth right now until you get that right position. So we're gonna Control Z again. We're going to move on to the layer and move it over just a little bit. Let's look here. So I might want to put the cross just a little bit close. Yeah, that looks good. Close to that wing. Again, let's move it. Let's hope that's the one. Perfect for me. So now that we have the right position, we can go in and start doing our editing. So we don't need that base anymore. It's just for location. So we can go ahead and remove that. Now we're going to create another layer. So here, at this point, the easiest thing I could say is use the line tool, because then you can create curves with it. Before I figured out to use the line tool, I was hand tracing everything I did. I would grab the paintbrush and I would just be tracing over, and you had to be steady. Look at that. Terrible. So the line tool is way better. So we're just going to zoom in a little bit. Now you can go, look, it's so simple. I chose a very easy, very basic design, but let me show you with this line tool, you can create curves. So you can basically just curve to form the design or trace the design. So we're just gonna go through here. Luckily they're just straight lines, so we're just gonna line them up and create this design. I'm Control D to deselect after each line. I just deselect, unless I need to curve, but I don't need any curves here. So deselect, keep going, deselect, deselect, keep going. So when looking at the pattern, you see it's slanted, but I don't mind that. I actually like the slant. But of course, it's your own preference. So with that, we're going to let go of that. So let's go ahead and merge and save. Import again. And boom. There's your tattoo. So simple. And so minimalist. So here, you can leave it dark, but a lot of times I go back in and I lower the opacity just a little bit. Sometimes I don't even use black. I might use a gray. So just lower it a little bit, just so it's not so stark. So go back in. So it's a little lighter, but I mean that's way too light. But you know, you get the point. So I'll probably just be right here. That's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Okay, save that, and I'm gonna go ahead and load it or add it to the game, and I'll return shortly. Test the tattoo. So we're gonna move on here. Let's find the one that we made right here. Oh, her hair is too long, so let's bring that out. Or just remove the shirt. If we can do that. Oh, it's the whole body. From there, so I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit. Just so you can see. So that's tattoo creation. I mean, I can, like I said, you can pretty much do whatever you want with line tool. See, something like this you could do with line tool. You know, that's why I go for those minimalist ones. Sometimes I go in and just do things by hand, and usually the ones that I do by hand, I'm going off of like it's gonna usually be like a black sleeve, like something I've done. Let's see if I can show a picture. I don't have. So but just for using line tool tracing, however, you can really you can make some good things. This one was pretty simple, but it's just really, like I said, a foundation for creating greater things. So hopefully it was helpful and you have an idea of how to start your own tattoos. So I'll see you in the next tutorial.